Hello, sixth grade parents. I am Miss Flint. This is a little different because I'm used to making videos for your children, but this one's especially for you. We are, as all the teachers, myself and Miss Washburn, as well as everybody, we are sending out some information via either Google Slides or documents or videos or all of the above for all of you, because we know that we can't do parent night as per usual. So I'm making a slideshow available to all of you that kind of goes through all the points that I'm just going to mention here as well. Just kind of talking about the things that we cover in sixth grade content-wise and also just in general. So I hope I don't blab too much, but in sixth grade, well, first of all, for starters, I'm really enjoying all of your children. I know that we only see them in person 2 days a week, but goodness, they're such a sweet group of kids. And I know that Miss Washburn has also really been enjoying working with and getting to know them as well. So that has been very special. And in terms of just different goals that we have for sixth grade, first of all, a big one, trying to narrow as many gaps as we can after everything that happened last year with COVID and the school closure and figuring out remote learning on the go from last year. So now we are trying to, the term that gets thrown around a lot is narrow whatever gaps may have popped up amongst all the children. So that is a main goal for this year. Also, just in general, like every year, organization, time management. So these are skills that will really come into play as your children move on up to the junior high, but also they're very important for sixth grade too. So we really push that in a loving way, of which, you know, there are sometimes a lot of reminders, but we kind of show them how to get to where they need to be in terms of time management and organization, and really just set them up for success best we can. So responsibility is also a very big part of sixth grade. Just making sure that, hey, have I packed all the materials that I need for my work? Hey, am I keeping up to date with all of my tasks? Do I have all of my materials, not just for home, but from my locker for in the classroom? Am I following along in class best I can? Am I making sure that I participate? All of these things, we really make sure to hammer home to the kids how important it is to really show up every day, do your best, most thorough job, whether it is in school or independent work at home. And so far, we've been just seeing really lovely stuff from your children, areas that still need to be strengthened and work on, but that's normal for every beginning of a brand new school year and grade. So I teach all the ELA and social studies. Perhaps you already know that based on what your kids have come home and maybe talk about. And Miss Washburn covers all of the math and science. So in terms of what I cover, we'll start with ELA first. It is a variety of types of writing. We do personal narratives. We do writing that is based around information we learn from text that we read. We write persuasive pieces. We write compare-contrast pieces. We write using text. We also do personal narratives and creative pieces. We do a whole bunch of writing, and because we do a whole bunch of writing, it's also very important to have our spelling getting as beefed up as possible, and expanding our vocabulary, understanding grammar. Right, they are the building blocks of our language. So we do a little bit of everything in this classroom, because really all of it pieced together is what ELA encompasses. We have various novels we will be reading throughout the year, some of which maybe some of your students have already read, but something that I always tell my kids is, even if you have read it before, it will be a fully different experience when we read it in class together. And also, like with anything, you catch new things the second time around, whether you're reading it or watching something or listening to something. So some of the novels we'll read are Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Bud Not Buddy, The Midwife's Apprentice, Frightful's Mountain, and I'm really excited to get to cover all those with your students. They have been popular reads in the past, and I am hoping that this year's group is going to love them just as much. So let's talk about social studies, because I also do social studies. I have also included, by the way, in the slideshow that I have for you guys, content from Miss Washburn regarding math and science as well. And I do believe you're going to be able to have access to her audio walkthrough of the PowerPoint and slideshow as well. So all bases will be covered. But in social studies, we cover a couple different main units. Agriculture and human civilization, regarding like the Stone Age, the Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia. We've been tackling that so far. The kids seem to be doing well with it. And social studies, how it's set up this year, especially with just how our schedule's a little funky, they get social studies one day. For my homeroom students, they have social studies on the first day that they're in school, and then they have science the second day they're in school, and they're half-hour blocks. And so we try to get as much as we possibly can. We also discuss things like religious freedom and religions all around the world. We talk about ancient Greece and Rome. We discuss the Olympics and how it's more than just sports, how it began in the first place. We talk about the Roman Empire and the Chinese dynasties. We talk about the Black Death. And all throughout these units, we are making connections to all the different units that we cover. So as we keep building and learning more, we make connections to what we had studied prior. And also, speaking of connections, we make connections between ELA and social studies, between social studies and science, between ELA and science, between math and ELA. So in all of the subjects that we're teaching, we really like to drive home that none of these subjects just exist and stand alone. There's overlapping that happens there. So, with that being said, I don't want to ramble on for too long. You will have the Google Slides sent to you. I am so looking forward to working with your children even more. I've been enjoying it already. I know that this is a very, very different year, but we are rolling with it so far. Please reach out if you have any questions or concerns or whatever, anything. And I hope this finds you all well, and I'm sure we will be in touch. Bye.